So this video is on speed bumps. What kind of gear you're going to use? What speed you should be going over it, and what things you should be looking out for. So thank you for watching the videos in advance, and if you want to subscribe, by all means click on the button, and you can share it as well. They're there to help people. Any questions, by all means put your comments below as well. So we'll just do a left turn on this mini roundabout. Straight after the mini roundabout, we've got a zebra crossing with a speed bump. Now on the speed bump, you can see the white triangles painted on the ground to warn you that it's there. You see that count, the right bounce over it then. Now that type of speed bump is going to be a 10 mile an hour going straight across. This type of speed bump coming up here, little square ones, both wheels over each side, so it's one on the left, one on the right, makes it a little bit easier. You're talking about 15-20 mile an hour. I'd probably still use second gear because third gear might be pushing it. If you start slowing down, you could struggle, but I'm sure you get used to your own cars. Same again here, the speed bump, same slowing right down for 10 mile an hour. If I go any faster, I'm going to bounce over it, which is going to cause damage to the underside of your car. And also, if you're on your driving test and you're braking hard, you're gonna pick up faults for approach speed, being too fast. And if you go over it too fast, you're going to pick up faults and possibly a series at the same time for going over that too fast as well. So this one here, 10 mile an hour, slowing right down for it. As you reach it with your tyres, you're off the brake, letting the momentum of the car carrying you over, and as your front wheels go down the other side, a little bit more gas to keep it going. And the same thing again, you've got these little square ones, get one side of the wheel on one side of the wheel on the other, 15-20 mile an hour, straightforward, nothing too tricky. As we carry on here, you've got the little narrowing of the road, and you can see these ones here, they recommend about 10 mile an hour to go over them, but if you approach it and it looks fairly flat, you could get away with going a bit quicker. So you just need to use your judgment as you go past them. Otherwise, you could be slowing way down, too slow for it. But on most of them, you're talking second gear, third gear if it's fairly flat. So you just need to look at the road and judge really what type of speed bump. If it looks steep, if it looks quite flat. Got some more speed bumps coming up. So same thing again. You can see ahead of us the give way to oncoming cars. Tend to narrow. There's a speed bump again. It's paint's worn out a little bit. See that one on probably a brand new might be 10 mile an hour. You get away with 15 mile an hour on that one quite easy. Probably second to third gear, depending on the size of your engine. If you've got a 1 litre engine, you might use third gear. If you've got a 1.4, you might use second gear. So we'll just carry on going along here. So while we're driving, what's interesting, when you're driving along, you'll get distracted by all the cars and the meeting and the pedestrians, and you forget about the speed bumps. So it's always an interesting one when they do come up, because when you're teaching someone to look ahead on the road, they tend to ignore the speed bumps and they whiz over them as though they're not there. And then the car's bouncing around, and sort of problems you're going to get is shock absorber is going to start to leak, which is going to be a few £100 bill, and you could even get your underside of your bumper scraping on them if you go from too fast. So if we look at some more along here, and this is ones where they've got bricks, so it's like a raised platform but still a speed bump, so you're slowing down by 10 mile an hour to go over them, 10 mile an hour to go back down the other side. So in newer areas, they tend to use bricks instead of a tarmac, so it kind of lasts longer, looks more fancy. So you could go around an area and you could stay up there quite long on a raised platform on it. So we're just carrying around the next area. So this one's here, you've got the little 15 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour speed bumps. Now what's interesting then is you've got two lots of speed bumps together. And if we come to another lot with two lots, what they've done is, and you might get in certain areas, they've got a speed bump and another one and a gap in the middle, and the gap's really so people can cross from the left to right. Now it's not a pedestrian crossing area, it's just a path, so they put them in the speed bumps so people slow down, so that it's safer. So as pedestrians approach, you're already slowing down for speed bumps. So when we get past this corner, you'll see ahead of us there'll be two again, and you'll recognise there's a small path. It's not very well kind of recognise, but when you're slowing down, you see it on the side. So yeah, these speed bumps are about 15 mile an hour. Second gear again. And there's always a pattern with all these type of speed bumps. Now, different areas around the UK, you might get away with going a bit quicker, but I'm sure your instructors will be saying to you, no, slow down, you're going too fast. But for your own safety, you've got to look at what is ahead of you. If it's looking like it's quite a steep one, or a fairly modern one, then you're slowing down. So you've got here 2 speed bumps, and there's a path on the left and right cutting through it. So they're deliberately slowing you down. And then with lots of people parking near speed bumps, you just need to look, is it safe to go over the speed bump, or should I actually go around the speed bump because someone's parked right next to it? So you need to look at the road and assess the situation at the same time. Now this type of speed bump here, this is quite a modern one. It's actually worn out, but it's black and yellow stripes, and you're slowing right down for first gear, 5 mile an hour, really hard rubber. It's like driving over a brick or a curb. And you just need to slow right down. Anything over 5 mile an hour, you're going to feel the car judder really badly, and you could even lose control. And then you've got these type of modern ones, hard plastic. Same again, slowing right down for second gear, 10 mile an hour over them. And then some more here. You can go over them on one tire on one side, one tire on the other, and just slow right down for second gear, 10 mile an hour. What you don't want to be doing, see the gap in the middle between the 2 speed bumps? You sometimes see cars doing that. Don't be doing that. The speed bumps are to slow you down. If you try and go in weaving in between them, 2 things are going to happen. The police are going to pull you over to see you, and if you're on your driving test to start doing that, you're going to fail your driving test because you're going around obstacles, and the obstacle there is made to slow you down, not to avoid it. So I hope you like this quick video that I've done on speed bumps and what sort of speeds over them and what sort of gears. If you do like it, feel free to click the like button, and by all means look at the videos that I've put on the end. They're going to help you to improve your driving and safe driving. I hope the videos help you, and good luck on the driving lessons.